Morning, guys.
Morning.
Morning.
I got a plumber coming to my house, and so I gotta be here, but he said he's on his way, so he should be here soon, and I'll head in after that.
Well, good.
All right, I think we have everybody. Let's go ahead and get started.
Okay, I need to address some comments in pull request now. I was working on other comments, let's say. Also, I took another story. Meanwhile, I needed a confirmation there. This one is the invoice email updates. I drop a comment there in the story to check what are the exact way to send the emails, and well, I need to address these other comments. You mentioned Ryan for the cards and invites splitting.
Yeah, I think I just take a look. I mean, there's some questions that I just have about some of the direction doesn't quite fit with what we had the story. So I just wanted to see what your thoughts were. Just get some better understanding about why you went that direction.
Sure. Yeah. Mainly the one related to the let me check here. The script, let's say, for updating items, taking the scope of the status ID instead of all the rows in the database. The previous comment was about taking all the rows, right?
Yeah, but in your new one, I mean, which you pasted from Claude points out that we have a flaw here we actually do need to include shipped, because otherwise we'll have some that don't end up getting billed for rounded corners. So we do need to modify some of those. So Claude pointed out, but I don't think you saw that. So we need to take care of that.
When you mentioned the shipped, I saw that the script was modified by Cloud, including an exception for basic invite. I don't know if you could see that modification.
I don't. And that's one of the things I asked you to do. Some of these queries that Claude created are like pages long with stuff to read, and I don't think we need that much. I'd like to simplify some of that if we can, so that there's not. So I don't have to read through that whole thing to see what it's doing, when all we're doing is just updating some items for some orders. So
I instructed to put the detailed description because this helped to me mainly.
Sure,
but
that's good. But when I'm reviewing it, I don't want to have to review that. They're trying to read through that whole thing. So
that's a lot.
But that's going to be tricky to figure it out.
Okay, maybe that is already fixed. What you mentioned there, but
maybe
I need to simplify the query, the text, the explanations, let's say. But yeah, I think that is already fixed. Well, I will continue with these comments, resolutions, and that's pretty much my status.
Hey, well, for me it was yesterday we met with Tara for the dashboard, statboard from now on. Also, I worked on pull request reviews mainly. I didn't know what to go on with next because I'm close to go to vacation. I don't want to grab something really heavy.
I would just keep focusing on PRs and even maybe try to help get. I mean, not just to, like review them, but if we need to step in and just make some changes to get them done, that would probably be good. I think that's fine.
Great. Yeah. On my side, there were like just 2.
Yeah.
Well, were not in draft, so I can probably take one of those that are in draft and jump in. Maybe I don't know.
The old ones, I mean, we have to figure out one of the ones that I think you brought up is the ones with the trying to convert all of the to HTML and convert all of the banner sheets to HTML. Like we kept going back and forth. You did something, and then Dan and Tara said, "No, we actually need thumbnails." So we're like, "Okay." And then Dan's now kind of exploded even more with his last comment where he said, "I think we should rewrite this whole thing and do a new design." And I'm like, "This is just getting worse and worse." So I think we probably need to. So don't do anything with that one today.
Yeah, right. Because that's not Puerto Rico's review. I was.
No, it's not.
Yeah. So, yeah, I see. I grabbed one candidate and let you know. You tell me, go on.
Sounds good.
That one, maybe it's something we can move on with.
Yeah, and Sebastian, if you have other time in the next couple of days, you could continue to work on the stat board with what Tara, her feedback. You could work on that too.
Right. That was the other question. So because all I did today was just fix the link so that you can write and deploy, or finish the code review or whatever. Right. But
I think that's we want to do right now. I think any changes we want to make is something we'll tackle when we get back. We've got quite a few pull requests that we do need attention.
Okay, attention,
so
I would
say that takes a higher priority.
100%. All I meant is that if you run out of something and you want to start tinkering with what she said, but use I agree. Do the PR first. We're way behind on those, so I think that we could make some progress on that. But if you do get to a point and you wanted to, and you had a few hours like tomorrow or something, then that's what I would maybe tinker with, since it's like you said, you're gonna. So.
Okay, good. First, I will write a story to put all we talked about, all the changes that we need to, because then we will just forget.
Yep.
And also today morning, I spent some time with cleaning branches, work trees, and things like that. And they took one tiny story, apparently tiny, but it's getting harder. That one about the concurrent test failing for saddle stitch. So I'm spending some time there. I can abort and go back to pull request if you want. I don't know. But I would spend.
If you're in the middle of it, I'd spend maybe another bit of time to see if you can figure it out. If not, then let's throw it back into stand up and reprioritize it based on your findings.
Yeah, I agree.
Exactly. Okay, good. That's it. All I've got.
Okay. So just was working on finishing up the DHL flat rate stuff and testing and all that, and it's pretty much good to go. I addressed some comments from Ryan, but okay, so I did go and talk to Jamie. She had mentioned some things yesterday evening. I just went and clarified this morning, but they want there to not be rate shop.
Oh, they do want.
They want there to not be any rate shopping.
Boy.
And then which is easy enough to pull out. Rand suggested, just because Dan thought we should, that we might want to.
No. Just move forward with it. Charlie gave a direct order. I'll talk to Dan about it, but that came directly from Charlie. So and the only reason I say no, that probably sounded too harsh. I don't want that to hold you up. We're in
So
in a crunch, and sometimes he's
Yeah.
hard to get in. But I will go tell him that we're doing that. But we can't hold
Good.
this up for
Yeah,
that.
that's
yeah, and another thing is, so I think they wanted to know this was going to be ready before doing this, but they're notifying the partners today. They're sending out an email or whatever, and they want to hear back from partners before. They don't want to do it right away, so they want the partners to be notified. Jamie's out next week, and I think even tomorrow. Anyway, that they want to go the Monday after.
Oh, so they
make the
don't
flight.
want
So yeah,
that week necessarily.
yeah, they do need the malinnovation rates updated today.
Uh-huh.
And they had some questions like if it included the fuel surcharge, and I was figuring that out, which I think it does include it. But
you're talking about the pre-sort rates one, right?
no, but that
Oh.
also.
Because that one's
Yeah.
the one that I had on my radar that has to go out. Is there something else too?
Not to the code change, just the
Okay.
malinnovation rates where we
Got
just
it.
can go upload them. Yeah. So anyways, and then, one more thing, is that she said that some partners might want to use a different code to ship this, that they would use
Sure.
that instead of us just. And so anyway, so that'll also affect, because right now I just have a script assuming that they're not going to. So that might affect. I don't know if we would still just change all of those and then also add those codes as they get them. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think we probably want to allow them to still just use the other methods, or maybe we do. I don't know. But that's stuff that we can work out, and it's a matter of configuration and not code anyway. So anyway, yeah, that's where that's
Okay,
at.
so I just wanted to just make sure I understand. So you talked to Jamie, and they want to hold off to release this until the Monday after next, so that they can
Yeah.
notify partners. Are they going
Right.
to start notifying now, or are they still
Yes.
waiting for us before?
Now,
And then
No,
one thing is, there's nothing wrong with us deploying this now. It's just nobody
That's
can
right.
use it until we map the methods over.
Yeah,
So we can
we
deploy
just-
it anytime.
we
It's just
could,
not
and we-
urgent.
and just not run, and I could pull that out of the pull request, but the script that updates the codes would want to not run that. But yeah, we could totally have this code out.
Yeah, do that, and then that's actually great though, because that will give me a little more time because I would like to let Dan know, because I don't, and that just gives me more time. I thought I was working on like one day. had
Yeah,
it
that's what
done
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
This does. I should have just let you finish before I said that, because I do have a little bit of time to
Yeah.
catch up with it.
That's probably the first thing I should have said, and then it wouldn't.
That's okay.
Anyway,
I jumped the gun.
Yeah.
When we met with Charlie yesterday, I just very much got the impression he was like, I want this done
Yeah.
now. And I just didn't know. Anyways,
yeah,
sorry.
yeah, kind of
I
like
apologize.
we don't want to throw up too much resistance because he wanted it to be done already.
Yeah.
So
Anyways, I'll reach out to Dan then. It looks like I got a little bit of time before we'll switch them all over. But in the meantime, work towards that end, because most likely that's the direction it's going to go. But I'll track down Dan today.
Mhm. Sounds good. Okay. Yeah. So anyways, so I'll wrap this stuff up, and then I've got like some code review, some some pull request comments to address from other stuff, and then see where we get and see what's next. And that's pretty much it for me.
That's good. For me, I was working on the Printify API stuff. I got that out on dev, so I'm going to be testing that today against their automated tests and see where that is so that we can get that out. Also worked on, or I increased the rate for DHL starting on Friday night. and then the various other little things that came up through the day. But today, like I said, just gonna be focused on the Printify API stuff and getting that out. I haven't done anything with the shipping part. I don't know. Is that part of what I was doing, or that's a different thing, right?
What do you mean?
Well, they sent in that shipping API to get a label from them.
Oh, do we have more direction? Is that the direction we're going with that, Chad? He's muted. Must have had us recome.
Oh, maybe the plumber.
Last I talked to him, we were. I mean,
Sorry about that. I had you on mute. I talked to Troy yesterday about that, and yes, that is what they want us to do.
okay.
And so I just wasn't sure because I feel like I got a little bit of conflicting information. Like at one time it seemed like this was a fairly sizable project, but then when I was talking to Chuck and Scotty yesterday, they didn't think that.
I think
it
they've
was.
changed it. Yeah.
Yeah, they changed the shipping to be much easier because it's just like Zazzle or
Yeah.
Simpress where we just reach out to get a label.
Yeah, it was not that before. So we
Okay.
can build that in if that's what they want to do.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that is.
I'm more than.
I think we need another
happy.
story
Yeah.
for it. I think
Yeah,
we
and
should do it as a different story.
Yeah, Chad had mentioned like unless you you're at a point where you'll just want to do it, but Chad had mentioned me doing that next.
Works for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
but whichever.
I was just in the Printify stuff, and so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just because
But
you were.
this is actually a little different, so. That works fine for me. I still have to work. I'm still working on
I mean,
the Printify API controller anyway, so like.
yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
It's
well,
not like I
let's-
can do it right now.
And either way-
if you're ready, take it.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I said.
I'll
Yeah,
I'll
so
let
what
you
I was
know.
gonna say
Yeah.
is both of you guys just finish what you're doing now, and then we'll just see.
Somebody break a
Whoever.
stick, and me and Chuck will fight to the death.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoever finishes first can do it. I mean, I know that they're pushing hard. It's a really hard one for me because I feel like they're pushing us really hard, and then they're not going to do anything, and it's just going to sit in their court. Like that's what I think is inevitably going to happen, and it's just irritating, but it's kind
Play
of
my
part
favorite
of it.
game.
Yep. Hurry up and wait.
Responsibility.
You guys
hurry.
hurry up, but we can wait.
Cool. So I'll keep working on my side of the Printify stuff. Chuck, you should be able to get in there through Dev to their docs if and when you're ready for that shipping thing. So
Sounds good.
perfect. And that's all for me.
So just to make sure that the things that we do need to deploy are the DHL markups that Scotty's done. We need to do the 7% pre-sort rates that you did earlier, Chuck. Is there another one?
No, the thing that might have been confusing is the malinnovation rates, but that is all.
Good,
We don't have
okay.
to change it to any code.
Perfect. Great. Okay. Thank you.
Excellent.
For me, I've been working on a batch that won't rip this morning and pull request reviews, and we'll be getting a deploy out with those
that-
things.
That 2 kilos one?
It is.
I tried yesterday
Oh,
to see if it would. I just refile processed everything and ripped
Did
it
not
just to
do it.
see if it would work, but it didn't. So
okay. Yeah, it was in our bin. It was. I mean, it is a 2KS one, and it was sitting in our bucket today. So
yeah, I looked at it and it was the one that I rebuilt yesterday.
got it.
So, but what I did do is refile process all the items,
All right.
and
Good to know.
and so just so you're
See what
you
we
know.
figured out. Okay. Thanks.
Mhm.
And that's it for me.
Okay, do we have anything in the stand-up list? There is one thing I wanted to talk to the team about, so you can bring that up and we can look at the stand-up list. But in the meantime, I've been thinking a lot about, we've introduced this Claude Code, which is an incredible tool, and I encourage and I want us to continue to use it. I think that we need to figure out some kind of a standardization. I would imagine, and I think Ryan kind of mentioned this, but as I was thinking about it, I would imagine that as we're doing this new tool, everybody's probably sending him different things. And so that's probably really challenging. And that conversation that Mario and Ryan were having earlier, it's just probably a little bit weird for Ryan if Scotty sends it over one way and Sebastian sends it over one way, and Chuck and Sebastian and Mario. Sorry, I think I said Sebastian twice, but and so I thought maybe as a team we could think about standard practices on how, now that we're using this new tool, what Ryan should expect and how we can kind of fall into, some kind of a standardization, so he's not spending a ton of time trying to decode how Scotty sends his stuff and how Chuck sends his stuff. And, I don't know if anybody else has thought of that. I know Sebastian has put in a fair amount of work on how he's doing it. And so maybe it would make sense for, and you guys give me your opinion, and Ryan, you give me yours, but maybe it would make sense for Sebastian or whoever, somebody to do kind of we could do it one day or something like that.
I can share an idea only, which is what I do, but it's totally personal, right? Maybe we can do that as a team or not, whatever. I have defined personally a few set of skills to run pull request creation in one way, to run how to start working in one way, and it really follows that rules. Those are personal, let's say. I can share that to the team, but I would like to not use it as is, because it's quite personal. Maybe we can follow that pattern and define a team skills that we share across, because we can put skills at the repo level. So we will all see the rules. We can see when anybody modifies that rules in favor of what, right? So maybe that helps you, Ryan, to get more normalized work, comments, workflow in general, right?
Mm-hmm. Could help.
I think there are tools from Cloud so that the team can use, right?
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, love that. So let's be thinking about that a little bit, and maybe, I don't know, tomorrow or something we could talk about it. I was going to say next week, but I know you're out, Sebastian, next week, and then Ryan's out the following week. So anyways, I know that everybody's kind of in the same boat on this, that this is a new tool, and it's just kind of the growing pains of it is trying to figure it out. So let's just put a little bit of thought in that. I just wanted to put that on everybody's radar so that we could start figuring it out. And maybe tomorrow, Sebastian, you could at least kind of run through topically anyways with what you were, and then we could go from there. I don't really expect it to be fully fleshed out tomorrow or anything, but I don't know. Does that seem fair, or what do you guys think?
Seems like a good plan.
Okay.
I think that's
All
fine.
right, well, I just want to think that
I'll
in a
have to
second.
think about it.
What's that?
I don't really use it for any of that, and I don't really want to. So I'll have to think
Well,
about
I was reading an article online about it, and just trying to educate myself with this kind of new, tool set that AI is like bringing into the marketplace, and that was one. I mean, we're not unique in that. I think that sometimes there can be a little bit of a temptation to lean too much on what Claude is doing, because it looks and seems like it's doing everything that it needs to do, but when it gets under the hood, or there's something buried in there that if we're not careful, then it brings up problems. And so it's a pretty common problem with dev teams when they're using it, just because there's a temptation there that, oh wow, this looks great, and then I can move on to the next task. And we just need to be a little bit more careful than that, because our code is unique to us. It's all proprietary code that we own, and it's not standardized. It's our stuff. So I know that there's a temptation there, and I just want to be a little bit aware that you still need to run through your code. You need to look at it. You need to make sure that it's doing what you think it's doing, and so anyways, I just wanted to bring that up because I think that is kind of going on a little bit, and I can see how that happened, and it's common. So let's just be thinking about that. And I would say that the first step, and Ryan or Sebastian or Scotty or Chuck, if you guys want to correct me, I think that the first thing that we need to do is just make sure that when you have Claude write something for you, that you go through it almost line by line right now until, as it's learning and getting in. And so I don't know if that would help. I'm not a programmer, so I'm not necessarily the authority on it. I just have been thinking about it, and I can see how that could be a little bit of a challenge. So, and we'll continue that conversation, but I just wanted to bring that up. The other thing that I wanted to bring up this morning is, I just wanted to get a full update on Printify. Scotty, thank you for giving me the update on your side. I know, Mario, you had sent in a PR about actually when we take the JPEGs and pulling them back together. That was one that you worked on. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is that one? Ryan, you were mentioning yesterday that might need a little bit of work on that. How far off on that? What do we need to do to get that out? Is that something that you need to just review first? Is that something that
I've reviewed it. Mario's got to look at it, and there were several pieces that were done it looked like Claude inserted a bunch of code in places that we don't want it. So this is just one of those examples that we just need to do it again, or do over, or at least do a really in-depth detail check to make sure everything's right.
Okay. So Mario, if you want to make that one of your priorities, because they're hoping to have this out next week. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but it, depending on what your other things are. I know you've been doing some review and stuff, but if you can take a look at that, and you may need to go through Claude's code and just kind of make sure you can follow what it's doing and kind of clean it up. And if there's some, Ryan, did you put some direction in there, or for him?
I did.
Okay.
Is the Printify stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
But in the pull request, there is no new comments for now.
There were some yesterday. So have you looked at it since then? Because I haven't looked at it since yesterday.
Yeah, I changed the name for the class, and
then I would just make sure to, maybe this is something, maybe you can look at it with Sebastian today to look at it, just make sure it's really doing what we want it to.
Sure.
There
was not just a class. It was also putting things in the importer that it shouldn't have, because the importer is something that the thing that's doing the importing is the API, which is what Scotty's working on. But the code you had added stuff to the importer, so that was a problem. There was the name of it that didn't really make sense. I just want to make sure that we kind of get something there. And it seems like there were a couple of other things, but in general, I think it just needs another look through.
Yeah, there is an important note here. Is not something that I am understanding. Let's say this file no longer exists, referring to the import, but it's already there in the files. I don't know why that is the.
I'm not sure what you're referring to, I guess.
Let me check. Maybe I am mistaken that, part. Yeah, for some reason there is no. Oh, I see. You dropped the file, the import file for in a separate commit.
I don't remember dropping a file. But it could be, I've had a problem where Claude, when I've told it to make a reply, it does changes, so if
Let me share my
that could
screen.
have happened.
Can you see that? This is the this file no longer
Did
exists
you?
in the latest.
Oh no,
commit.
you said.
That's just the changes.
Oh,
yeah,
it's about the changes.
file's not there anymore. It looks like you, and then you posted another comment from Claude, agreed, drop normal page image parts.
I see.
That's probably been taken care of.
Yeah, but the
Or
file
the
is
change. Or the change.
the file
Probably
is
took that, yeah.
the file is still there, right? You
Yeah, I think
Oh,
so.
but look, those changes are, well, but you're on base to update 4. You need to see the latest changes. You're
Oh,
on
I
the
see
older
what you're
look. Yeah, lots of stuff has been happened since then, I guess.
Oh,
and now the
it's
import is
very
not
easy to
there.
follow.
Oh, the file
Okay.
is not there anymore, right?
Right. Yeah, I think you should have dropped all the changes you made, and so looks like
Aye.
that did happen.
Yeah. You're right. Those changes were.
And I would also look at
Deleted.
these comments. Make sure to tell Claude to reevaluate all the comments with our the new rule that Sebastian added to only do a why and not a what. 'Cause
Yeah,
that'll simplify a lot of the comments.
I remember that. Well, I will do that.
But yeah, just do a really in-depth look at it yourself and make sure that's something that you feel comfortable about
Mm-hmm.
submitting.
Sure. I will do that. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. Okay, did we have anything else on the stand-up list today?
Sorry. One sec. So we have a few things, but I don't know when these were put in from Sebastian, Ryan, Chuck, and Scotty.
Oh, mine is just the one for Sebastian, or not from, or the stuff that came from that meeting for the bins to the shelving redo or whatever we're calling that project.
Oh, yeah, that.
Really quick, Isaac came up yesterday, near the end of the day, and he said what we had discussed, and I don't know exactly what he's referring to here. He said he's not sure is going to work, and so he'd like to bring us down sometime today to explain
Reevaluate.
and show us. And I asked when he was available today, and he said from 8 to 5.
Okay. Well, let's
So-
hold on and until we go talk and see. And then we need to make sure we run it through Tara, because I'm sure you saw that email that Noelia sent, and then
Yep, I put that one on hold.
Tara didn't really appreciate that. So I want to just make sure if he's saying that it's not going to work, then we just need to make sure that Tara understands that or whatever. But before we do any of that, when I get in, I'll go down there with you, Rebecca. We can go
Awesome.
down what he's saying, and we'll go from there. Because this was something that I wanted to go over with Sebastian. Because Sebastian, you were the one that's been working on nesting this. So I know we got some updates the other day, and I don't know that we've gone through what we discussed with them yet. Have we? Or have we?
I don't think so.
I went over from that meeting we had on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went over. That's what my thing is. The big one that came out of that was the matching batches on the
This one.
Oh,
DHY.
right.
That one.
I remember now. Yeah, I
Um,
totally forgot about that.
guess this could change depending on what we find out from Isaac and Tara.
Well, we can spend this upcoming week just seeing if we can figure out, make sure we understand exactly what we want to do, and then when Sebastian gets back from vacation, we can rediscuss how we're gonna continue on with this project. I mean, I think you're mostly on the right path, Sebastian. I think it's just, just trying to clarify by what it is. But with you going out of town next week, I'm not too worried about that yet, and I don't want to discuss it and then be gone for a week. So let's just hold on that, and then we'll get back to it next week or in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Sebastian, did you want to discuss this?
Yeah, that's hopefully not needed. Whenever we create a batch automated test, the input files are by default ignored by Git because of how we have the Git ignore defined. That doesn't happen for file processing or batch and file processing test. It's only for batch test. So we need to tweak the Git ignore in order to not have those files ignored by default. This is all this is talking about. But ultimately, we're encouraging new tests to go the full batch and file process end-to-end test, which is not having this issue at all. So this will fix a new batch-only automated test creation if we ever need to create a new one at that point. But yeah, I really want to get rid of all the other tests and go full end-to-end from now on, always. So I don't know. It's worth doing, yes, maybe. Not urgent, not necessary for production.
So is it,
what do you think?
Clean up type thinking, or
Yeah, maybe.
okay, put it up and put it on deck, Rebecca. And mostly because we've got several people that are going to be out over the next 2 weeks, and so I don't know that we're going to really get to it before people start getting back in town. So we'll get back to it then.
Brian, is this one you wanted to discuss today?
No, it's okay.
Okay.
We'll do that later.
Chuck, FedEx overnight Saturday, rate shop before Saturday if possible.
Yeah. I think we kind of talked about this, but
Well,
anyway.
It says Tuesday was a comment. I wasn't.
Oh yeah.
I think so.
We
Sorry.
did, yeah.
Yeah. Just because this wouldn't be a normal rate shop, so we'd have to code it to work because we wanted to pick the cheapest overnight Saturday. But then when they do this, then they're just looking for it to be get their Saturdays. But if it can't go Saturday, it'll have to fill over to the non-Saturday methods.
So is this, it's just, we have time on this? Is that right? I mean, is this something that's not going to really probably come into play until Thanksgiving or something?
Right, yeah, Christmas or possibly not till next Valentine's or whatever. So, but yeah, I mean, I think that they do some of this, honestly, I think they do some of this Christmas time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's still a ways out. So, not super urgent, but it would be.
Yeah, let's put this,
Yeah.
take it, stand up and put it on deck, and we'll.
Awesome. And that's the one that we are holding on. Well, one of them. And this one is on hold because I got that email this morning. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's all
anyway.
I've got here.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, thanks everybody. I should be in within the next hour, I think.
Oh, I think the guy actually just drove up. So I'll be in as soon as he finishes up. And thanks, everybody. Let me know. Give me a holler if you need anything from me.
Sounds good.
Okay.
You guys.
See ya.